What is holding you back? Okay. Only you can hold yourself back, and that's authors are usually the worst at that. They keep themselves from doing things and giving themselves opportunities that they should have. Fear, mostly fear of failure. People put something out there. Oh my God, nobody likes it. People are going to hate me. Nobody's going to hate you because of what you publish. Well, maybe, but don't write that stuff then. So they're not going to hate you. They may not like your book. It's okay. Readers don't like your books. I've written over 100 books, and I still get people not liking my books, and it's okay. And they read every one just so they can tell me how much they don't like the current one. It's really weird, and it's kind of cool too because I got their money. So fear of failure, only you can manage that, but it's through those incremental steps of what you need to do to get that book out there, get it better, find those people who you trust. Don't put your trust in people who you don't know. And that's the problem with social media and the internet today is so many people you don't know or have an ancillary relationship with are willing to give you input and feedback and tell you that, oh man, your book isn't going to sell. And my first book, somebody told me, hey, don't give up your day job. Thanks for that. Yes, I did. And I'm doing just fine. Thank you. So fear of failure, get people you trust. And people that, and I'm not talking family, I'm talking readers in your genre. And because of places like 20 Books to 50K and social media, Facebook, you can find authors who are in that same group. You can find readers who are looking at stuff you write, and then find those ones who are honestly going to give you the best feedback and that you trust them. Unrealistic expectations. This is where you believe, hey, my first book, it should be a million seller. Guess what? It's not going to be. So you have to temper your expectations. The only expectation that you can realize is what is in your control. So if you expect to have X number of sales, that should be based on how many sales you've had previously. Don't all of a sudden think, hey, I sell 200 copies of every book, and I'm going to get 500 of this next one, and you haven't really changed anything. Then unrealistic expectations, temper those and take the steps in between. Here's 200 sales and 500 sales. I have to get more subscribers. I have to do all these things, steps. So wrong goal is another thing that puts people off. Hey, I need to get New York Times bestseller. Well, to do that, you have to be in bookstores. You have to sell across all the platforms. Sometimes that may not be your best goal. So you have the wrong goal when it should be write a better book, or I need to do this. I need to get into this genre. I need to get the top 100 of this genre, which means I need to have this many sales. So I need to have this many newsletter subscribers. I need to have better feedback. So the book resonates. I need to read more books in that genre, make sure I'm hitting the tropes. Those are things that you can control to help you define a better goal for yourself. Sometimes you're overwhelmed. Oh my God, there's so much, especially with your first book. So many people want to have that first book hit a home run. It's easier. Publish the first book. Have your lower expectations of, hey, it's out there. Now what do I do? Now it's easier to learn stuff since you have a book published. Now you can go over to Amazon Author Central and you can tweak your bio. You can do those things. You can link your blog. All kinds of good things that you can do that you can't do until you're published. So trying to have that stuff ready and done, it can overwhelm you. Learn what you need to know when you need to know it and not before. People are like, oh, I need to have 10,000 people on my newsletter list and I don't have a book published yet. What are people signing up for if they haven't read a book or you don't have something to say, hey, here's a book I wrote. Don't put unrealistic expectations on yourself and then get overwhelmed with everything that you need to do as an author. You can do it. If you wrote a book, you can do all the other stuff. It's not that hard. Just there's a lot of steps. Just write down, here's what needs to be done. Write down, make a list, and then manage it. And that goes to, you can't see the next step. And it's hard. It's holding you back because I don't know what I need to do now. And this is what I ran into with my first book. I'm like, okay, I published it, but now what do I do? And once again, come over to 20 Books to 50K. There's all kinds of things you can do now. And first and foremost, write the next book. It's easier to sell one book if you've got 2, 3, 4. If you've got other books that you can show them that, hey, I'm not just a flash in the pan. A lot of people don't like to read one-hit wonders. So make sure you're writing that next book. can't see the next step. Those steps are important, but they're all out there. It's like a mushroom cloud. It's not a linear ladder where every step is something you have to take, because the order, you can do them in different order. You can do them with different intensity. Still, you need to do those steps. External issues. If you have health issues, if you're a caregiver, all of that, it goes back to the wrong goal or expectations. Because if you're working 20 hours a day and you still want to write a book, guess what? Give yourself years to write this, because you're not going to write it in a month. It's a step too far. So change that goal, change your expectations of what you can do, and then move forward. If you write 50 words a day, perfectly fine. Just change your goal. Don't write 50 words a day and think you're going to publish a book a month. It doesn't work that way. The math doesn't add up. It's math. Simple. External issues, expectations, and goals. Otherwise, don't let your fear of failure get you down, because you have to learn. You don't think you walk out on a golf course the first day you're holding the club and think you're going to be a PGA professional. It takes a lot of work to get from here to there. 10,000 hours working at something to be a professional. That's what, don't think of, hey, I need to be a professional at this. Yes, take the time to do it. Do professional things. Study, learn, practice. Expectations, goals, overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. Put together what you need to do. I can. It's easy to say don't be overwhelmed. Look at those steps that need to happen. Well, I can't see the next step. Look at what overall. Get some courses, get some information, become a successful indie author. And yeah, 7 minutes on this 5-minute focus, and I still didn't hit everything right and in the right way. Identify what is holding you back, and then look at it, dig into it until you can figure out what you need to do to take that next step. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. All right, fellow humans.